Hi folks, and welcome to day 6 on the little Peter Pan from 1933. Anyway, I had a new problem kind of show itself while I've been waiting on the weather to clear up a bit where I could get back on some cabinet work. You guys saw I took advantage of that time and put the final touches on the Zenith and got it back together. I even did one more RF alignment this morning. The shortwave band was not working as well as I thought it should, so did a little more tweaking there, and it's a great player now. Anyway, if this is showing up on camera, you'll see I've got a small hairline crack here where the filler itself meets up with the existing quarter round. And even though I waited over 24 hours before applying my top coat and toners, you can see there's been some settling, or it's sunk a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and try to make this repair. I'll sand this area back off, and then we'll try to use some toner lacquers to again go back and match this area. Okay, after a little sanding right through this area, you can see that I was able to get down to a good area, but this is the area right here that's sunk in, and I can definitely, if I run my fingers across it, it's a low spot. So I've got a epoxy based wood filler, and I think I'm going to use it right in this area, right through here, and just see if I can build it up, and then we'll sand it back down. Here's the product I'm going to use. I've never had this shrink or crack, and again I've used it on the Shanti Clear, and I think I used it on the Silver Tone as well. So let me mix up a bit of the epoxy paste here, and we'll get this part A and B again mixed and apply a little bit here, and I'm going to try just to form this with my finger. I'm going to use a little bit of the frog tape again, and what I'm going to do is lay it on this side here where the new veneer resides. And I've already got this small crack here as well where the veneer matches the filler area. I'm going to try to come back and maybe try to fill a little bit of this gap as well, where it's a little more seamless where the veneer meets the filled in area. One other thing the product recommends, just like any other epoxy, we'll mix it up here for about 1 minute or so, but then we'll let it stand for roughly 15 minutes or so, and I should be able to actually form it just a bit better. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of trans tint to this. I'll probably just go ahead and use my dark Mission Brown, and that will cut down on the amount of toner that I need as well. Let's get everything mixed up. Looks like I need to eat more popsicles out of sticks. Here's a close look at the product. You can see it's more of a blonde looking wood filler. So let's go ahead and grab just a little bit of the dark Mission Brown tint dye. There we go. Maybe one more. Let's start with that. You guys can see the color. So it's a nice brown, not too dark, but I think it'll be a good match. Okay, I'll just let this set up as they recommend for a bit of time, and I'm going to just check the consistency along the way. I'll keep an eye on the clock. I'll let you guys know how long I let it set before applying it. So to me, it looks like they're just going to put it on right now. As you can see, it's not falling off, but I'll wait a few minutes here and just keep an eye on it. Okay, I've waited right at 8 minutes since I first started stirring this up, and I don't think I'm going to wait any longer. So let's just go ahead and apply some on here. You can see the color there. It's a fairly good match. And again, here in just a bit, I'll take my fingers and try to work this in. And try to get down in that crack really well also. Force it down in there. You don't want too much on because it'd just be a lot of sanding for nothing. As you can see here, just by kind of pushing the material down and just going in one direction, I'm getting better results. And just looking at the clock now, we've been about 12 minutes or so. And I can tell the material is starting to tack up more. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. This just won't leave well enough alone. You can see it's starting to really get tacky now, so I'm probably right at the end of that window that you'd want to be working in. So let me try to make a few more passes here and then just quit before I create a bigger mess. Okay. We'll let this cure for 24 hours plus. Okay, the epoxy's been setting up for about 6 hours or so, and what I wanted to do is come in and kind of smooth this up. So one technique I remember using way back, I thought I would try it again just to see if I could trust my memory, was to use some sandpaper. And you can see how I'm forming over the top here and applying pressure, and again I'm just trying to create that rounding effect, and at the same time you can see that it kind of roughs up the epoxy as well, gives it more of a wood look. You can see I've got a razor in my hand. And what I'm going to do is just randomly go in here, and I'm going to go down kind of deep, and I'm going to put some fake grain lines in the filler, in addition to the areas that I roughed up. I'm going to do that all the way through this entire area. So let me go ahead and continue that. As we wrap up here on day number 6, really all we can do at this point in time. These are the brush tip graining markers, and they come in really handy for touch-up as well as recreating grain lines. Now what I'm going to do real quick, I've already got a perfect brown out that I've used before. I think it's going to be just a bit darker than this, but you can see the areas here where I filled in where the nails were for the cabinet itself, and when I used the dye-based stain, didn't cover it well. So all I'm going to do is apply just a little bit of a perfect brown over this area. Then when we apply toner lacquers back in this area here that I was trying to recreate, we'll go back and kind of mist some coats of toner over this, and it should hide those just a bit better than they are today. Again, I'll go with the grain itself, and I'm going to just try to tie it in. And I'm going to take my finger and just rub it right back off. And the reason why, you can see it's just a bit darker than the existing cabinet. Just to create that nice blend that we're looking for. And there you have it. Okay folks, this wraps up day 6. Thanks again for watching.